So kind of, yeah, you basically now getting off topic again, but yeah, they shall rule over our we shall rule over our oppressors. That's the Israelites talking about the Israelites who's going to rule over you other heathens. You other heathens are those who are of the chosen seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Which the chosen seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob is the Negroes, starting with them because they're the top tribe, all the way down to the northern tribes. You had a southern tribe, you had northern tribes, or down to Issachar, basically. So I get Psalm 94 and 14 because this is also going into, yeah, once again, this is a prophecy. This is 94 and 14. For the Lord will not cast off his people. The Lord will not cast off his people, neither will he forsake his inheritance. Come on. Precept to that of Psalm 94. Actually, I'll jump down to 20. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee? So that shall the throne of iniquity, the throne of iniquity is Esau, the Amalek, the power team ruling today. Job 9 and 24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, which frame is mischief by a law. Yeah, all their laws are centered around underhand practices and backwards and criminal practices. Their whole empire is a criminal enterprise, really. They're the true criminals. This is Psalm 99, precept Psalm 99, verse 4. You are a strong king who loves justice. But here it says the Lord loves justice. And it just so happens that the Lord's justice is for those that oppressed us to get judged. Once again, we just got that in Isaiah 13. And there's hundreds of other scriptures, if not 1,000 or 2,000 other scriptures going into speaking the same thing. Correlating all the way back to the same thing I'm saying here. So yeah, these elites rule in wickedness, but here it says, Psalm 99, verse 4, once again, the Lord here it says, you are the strong king who loves justice. The Lord loves justice. You have made fair rules so that people in Israel do what is right, God. And that's what the Lord does. The Lord has made rules. So one rule is that these devils have a certain time limit. And then we're going to raise back up again. Continuing, it's back in Psalm 94:23. And he shall bring upon them their own iniquity, and shall cut them off in their own wickedness. Yea, the Lord our God shall cut them. That's what the Lord's going to do to the wicked. The wicked is Esau. That's in, I think it's Malachi. The border of wickedness. And Esau's border is everywhere on the earth. He rules all the earth. Esau is ruling Esau through Amalek. Ultimately, it's just Amalek is too selfish to look out for his own people. Because with all the money they have, there shouldn't be one poor broke ass Edomite out here right now. But since that's the case, that's the case. So this is Psalm 94, verse 23. And he shall bring upon them their own iniquity. Yep, read that one already. This is Psalm 98, verse 2. The Lord has shown everybody that he has the power to save. And yes, the Lord hasn't shown that yet, but he's going to show that soon. This is a prophesying here. This psalm here, Psalm 98. Now, Psalm 98 and 2, all the nations of the world can see that he does what is right. And yeah, they're going to see that when Yahweh returns, redeems his people. This is the 1/3, the remnant that's in their right minds, repentant to the Lord. 2/3 destroyed, and then the Israel on top. He has kept his promise that he made to the people of Israel. The Lord's going to keep his promise. What's the promise? This is all the way back, all the way from Genesis, moving up to Psalms right here. I think around King David's time or whatever. I think it was King David speaking here. He has kept his promise that he made to the people of Israel. The Lord, how his Lord is going to do that? He's going to keep his promise. Says he's going to keep his promise. He's going to keep it then. He has continued to take care of them with his faithful love. Everyone who lives everywhere on the earth can see, and this hasn't happened yet. Not everyone has seen this, that God has the power to save people. More specifically, his people. Starting with his people. You other nations are going to be saved by still being in these bodies, not in a glorified body, not subject to sin. Because we're going to be the representatives of the Lord himself, the one and only Father himself, as his inheritance. He already called us our inheritance as his inheritance. He doesn't want you, other nations, above his people. Yes, so the Bible's racist, the book is racist. Yeah, the Lord's a racist God, then, you can say. But it's also not even all the way just like that. I mean, eventually, you will receive benefits. You other nations will, after some time, you will receive more hefty benefits. You will have some more land. You will have your own fruits, produce, and things of that sort. Make life. So it's not always just necessary about whipping your ass and wanting to see you in chains. We ain't Edomites. We're not going to keep you in a low fucking condition like these Edomites have did, but you guys are going to have to pay. You guys are going to have to pay, because this is just where we are at now in this movie that the Lord has set up. I'm just part of his movie. You're just part of his movie. And this is how the Lord has worked it out. So now, all that has happened in our past, our challenging past, Esau and the other dear Edomites and you other nations, speaking for Israel here as a nation as a whole, for all our past history and records and things like that, you are gonna have to fucking pay. You are gonna have to have your mouth in the dirt. That's just the way the Lord worked it out. Now, if I would have had worked it out, probably would have done the same. I probably would have wanted to have this nation above that nation, and then chose to choose this nation as my unique nation that's going to be in God-like bodies. Sounds too entitled, right? Like, oh, you got God-like bodies, but you guys are niggas. Why would Lord have you niggas in God-like bodies, right? It says right here, he has continued to take care of them with his faithful love. Everyone who lives everywhere on the earth can see that God has the power to save people. They're going to see that on Psalm 90 precept, Psalm 96:13. They will sing to praise the Lord, for he will come to judge the earth. He is a fair judge. He will judge all the people of the world with his truth. And that's just the truth. That's how the Lord is going to judge the earth. And yeah, going back to this video here.
සිටින්නේ ඉතිහාසයේ විශාලතම සහ අභියෝගාත්මක විශාලතම සහ බව අප සිහිපත් කළ යුතු තිබෙනවා. විනාශයේ තරම ගැන අනුමාන තක්සේරුව ඊතරම්ම බරපතලයි. අපි රටක් හැටියට මුහුණ දී සිටින්නේ.
And those dudes remind me of Jakes. They look like Jakes. Remind me of Israelites. So yeah, those are definitely Jakes there that were struggling there. And it just makes sense because Jakes are us as a nation, we're the hardest workers. It's not Ham, it's not Ishmael, it's us, man. It's us. We're the hardest workers, man. Especially when you consider how Issachar's blessing was not the sword, but the tools, man. The tools of any job, any fucking way.
The number of people who've died in flooding and landslides in Indonesia has now risen to storms recently. In South Asia, there's also been widespread devastation caused by a separate weather system in Sri Lanka. 390 people by mudslides and fallen trees. hanging on in the raging current. The past month has brought exceptionally heavy rainfall to Southeast Asia, catching millions of people off guard. Huge mudslides have buried communities here on the Indonesian island of Sumatra. There was little warning. Those who escaped have come back to find their villages barely recognizable. Buildings crushed, roads swept away. We had to wait for heavy machinery.
Look how he has his hat there on the back like that. And just look at his facial features and the mannerisms, like a nigga base, exactly like the most typical looking average hood nigga from any hood, block, old block. This man looks like him.
To pull her out.
Or even just any young Latin high schooler, male, looks like him. Like his old, looks like Israelites. So when I make it, looks like Israelites. Israelites. I have Israelites. They exist. They're out there, right?
Huge evacuation effort. On Indonesian cyclones and telecommunication and electricity blackouts. Relief and rescue teams have had to use helicopters to deliver aid to the nearly 1.1 million people affected. This woman's entire neighborhood was swept away, leaving her family of...
Look at how she had that piece of her hair stripped blonde. That's what a lot of our women do over here. Those are Israelites.
9 living under a tarp. When it happened, the water just
looks like a lot of it. Israelites and
rose up in
Negro young woman in general, a woman I've seen.
To the house, and we were so...
So those are Israelites there. That's the point I wanted. And basically that's all judgment on them. Or judge them. So just showing you how they had to have been Israelites to get judged like that. And don't get me wrong, it's not like the Lord doesn't want to judge a fucking Moabite or Ishmaelite, or it's just the Lord can't judge them on that level yet. Otherwise, we won't really be cursed, like how we're cursed right now on the bottom, the lowest on the bottom right now. Says that in Daniel. I'll just get it here. Daniel 9. Daniel 9, I think it's in 12. On down, for under the whole heaven hath not been done as had been done upon Jerusalem. Yeah, so just fulfill that prophecy. Like really, you never really hear accounts in the scriptures of the heathens getting judged because they worship other gods. Unless it was, you really just don't hear about the Lord looking at these other nations and what they're doing and then judging them because they want to worship other gods. You really hear about Israel constantly on the watch by the Father to make sure they ain't gonna go worship other gods, because once again, when we got out of Egypt, Exodus, we were given the contract to worship the Lord, keep all His commandments, or die. And since we disobeyed, now we're in that spot where we're getting judged. We're being cursed. Our enemies shall be over us, not under us. We shall be the head. They shall be the head. We shall be the tail. Must I pull that up in Deuteronomy 28? I'll get it here for you in case you never read this. This is Deuteronomy 28, verse 16. Cursed shall thou be in the city, cursed shall thou be in the field. Jumping down. (37) And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, where the Lord shall lead thee. Come on. So it's like a Israelite that's Chinese. He's gonna be called a rat eater or whatever. More than likely. If it's an East Indian looking Israelite, which those exist, there's a lot of those Indians. There are Israelites. Look, that you would think would be Ishmaelites. Nah, those are a lot of those are Israelites, bro. And so yeah, for the most part, most Israelites that live here are Americanized. But you do have large portions of other Israelites that come over here. Majority of the time, though, a lot of those immigrants that come over here are Latin tribes from neighboring other continents like Mexico, Honduras, Venezuela. Because they're poor, they're impoverished. It's wouldn't be no surprise that if all the way across from America, where I live, where you probably live, majority of those in those impoverished third world conditions are Israelites. I mean, we started in the Middle East. You don't think a lot of those, majority of those, are still Israelites over there? Yeah, we'll see about. Yeah, I question that. But this point has been made, really. Just want to make this a bit longer. Let's see. All right, Connor. I think that's the point. I mean, with that, I mean, really, that's the point. Maybe I'll come back. But yeah, it's a lot going on. I really had a lot of articles and more videos that I wanted to play that I just can't do in such a short time. But I mean, with that, that's really the point. I mean, the end is here. The signs are here. I'll close out with 2 Ezra 9. But yeah, I mean, this is the short, brief. Tried to focus on prophecy and news updates, but Spirit had me speak on the curses and also passionately trying to convince you. Our job is to try to convince. I mean, through facts and scriptures. But if it doesn't work, then we're not here to be stuck on that. We're moving on. But Spirit had me to argue, in particularly, that a lot of those Israelites over there are Israelites. A lot of those people over there, when you hear about the floods, hurricanes, hitting Southeast Asia, across the globe from America, India, Pakistan, whatever, a lot of those are third world conditions too. A lot of those are Israelites. That's my argument too. It felt like in this video, and also just going into how the heathens ain't getting judged like that as we are, not as of yet, and not really as on that level. Majority of the times, those hit with plagues, floods, hurricanes, those are Israelites. 2 Ezra 9, and when he answered me then and said, better is out of time diligently in itself. So that's what you saw me doing here. To the best of my ability, I try to go into as much as I could, just an hour or an hour, close to and a half. And when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told you before, and that's what we do, brothers, do this. The signs we see in the news, we bring them out there. And we speak on them, something you false Christians don't do, that only we are doing. Because prophets are going to be watching the news. They're going to be watching and speaking. And today with the internet and the phones, now it's more different. And because it's more easier. You got this update coming up, then tomorrow you got more, and then and sometimes you just wait and see what the next big thing the Lord's gonna do works then thou shalt understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made, and that's what the Lord is doing. He's beginning to visit this world. And it all starts with the elect waking up. The elect waking up back to who we are. Repenting, turning to the Lord, and ultimately, man, we just haven't seen these heathens getting judged, man. That's what I want to stress in this video, in this series, three-part series here. Whatever I entitled it, News and Prophecy, something something else, 3-part series here. It's 3 out of 3. We haven't seen these heathens getting judged, how they get judged. I mean, you have jakes that may be more well off every now and so and then, but the crimes these heathens have done to us and the way we've been treated just till this day now is bad. It's worthy of a worse judgment. And that's what I want to stress here, and that's the mindset of the elect, wherein the highest will begins to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, and there was a recent earthquake that happened, I'm not going to spend too much time on it. I'll just show you real quick. I'm going to show this. It's an earthquake in Bangladesh. Magnitude 5.7 earthquake shook Bangladesh, killing at least 7 and leaving dozens injured. Yeah, you have
আমাদের তো ভূমিকম্প হচ্ছে আরো তো তীব্র মাত্রায় হয়েছিল কিন্তু আজকে যে ভূমিকম্পটা হয়েছে
Yeah, because there's a lot of videos too of them Indians are down there, East Indians down there also getting it in, doing dances, and you can see how well they dance. A lot of them make good food, and it's showing you how they could more than likely could be Israelites. A lot of them walk like niggas from the hood, and they look up to that type of stuff and jam to it. And dance to or they have their own artists over there, rappers over there that they listen to too. It's just they're more poor and they don't have as much resources as y'all have over here, but they have it. Showing you a lot of those are jakes. They also party and drinking and be getting it down on the weekends over there too. Showing you a lot of those are jakes. Worshiping their idols and false gods like y'all do over here with a lot of them are jakes, man. 2 Ezra 9 and 3, but those are earthquakes, uproars of people in the world. And I haven't gotten a chance to see any of those lately, protests lately or anything. I haven't heard of any recently. But yeah, uproars of people in the world, and that's going to come in a bit bigger way soon. For 2 Ezra 15, they shall not regard their kings, their course of their actions, shall stand in their power. And we're just speaking on these things once again. And then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. From the days that were before thee, that was when Yahushua was here. He also mentioned a couple of these signs too, specifically earthquakes right there. Like it said here, he says here in this other scripture here, and basically they're in the same spirit. Those two scriptures are, Yahushua mentioned the signs you shall see before he returns. For like as all that is made in the world has a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. So we're seeing the end manifest. Even so, the times also of the highest have plain beginnings, in wonder and powerful works, and endings and effects and signs. And powerful works, and one of those powerful works is going to be ultimately, some of those, man, was the chariots, man. When you certain clips of these chariots you see out here, certain strange apparitions that you had a couple years back, some creature in this mall or something they saw Whether that was real or not, or some Esau hands behind it, who knows? But either way, that's strange wonder. So the mark of the beast coming out, ultimately, those things are going to be the bigger signs. Right? I just spoke on minor ones. Really, those are minor ones. The earthquakes and shit that's going on. Those are going on. Protests may be going on. Those are going on. But ultimately, economic collapse, the World War III, the mark of the beast. These are the biggest. Yahushua's return. That's even the bigger one compared to all those. These are going to be these signs. It's going to really make people's hearts shake. For like as all that is made in the world has a beginning and the end is manifest. Even so, the times of the highest have plain beginnings and wonder and powerful works and endings and effects and signs. And the beginning of those one of those first works, signs, wonders the Lord is going to do for the elect is having this faith, believing in this, even through all the hell you catch. Like in a way, that's even bigger than all all these. Prophecies come to pass before Yahushua returns. Yahushua return, I kind of want to say that's even more bigger than your faith, but those are like in the same. And so that's the point. Shalom and abba. Hopefully it's edifying. Come on. Actually, I have the last word verse here, verse 7. And everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works. Once again, you got to have works. And by faith, whereby ye have believed God. There's some Israelites, through spirit, I just perceived, there's some Israelites that are in this truth. They don't think they have to do works. Can do whatever they want to do, or they believe. And this society just teaches you, because thanks to false Christians too, that you can live however you want. And God will forgive you because, as the scriptures say, because sentence against evil work is not executed speedily, and because they may be seeing themselves prosper in their wickedness, they don't think that the Lord has an issue with them, a controversy with them, their way they're living. Those kinds of works ain't gonna save you. And to those celebrities and people in general that think that way, the Lord's gonna judge you for that. It's not all right in His eyes, and He is a God that has a standard. Keep watching the great elders of Great Millstone to understand what that standard is. So with that, the older videos, newer videos, watch a lot of BGMS videos. So with that, that's point Shalom and the Bar. Lord willing, next time, and this Lord will, this is edifying. Shalom.